Hey up, welcome back to the Man Cave Workshop, and thank you so much for joining me again. Okay, we're carrying on with this Roberts R505 saga. All we've done since last time is change the smaller value caps. There's 4 of them. There's a 10, a 47, a 4.7, a 47, that sort of value. They've all got the right values in anyway. Now, since all these caps have been done, the radio is a lot better than when it first came into the workshop. So we're on FM. Let's switch it on. But watch this. When you switch it on at first, and I've let it all sort of stand for a while, so it's all the caps have discharged and everything. When I switch it on, watch this. See, we get that spike, and then it all calms down, and everything works as it should. We're on radio 4 on FM just for testing purposes, so we don't get any strikes off YouTube. So yeah, I get that spike when I first switch it on. Let's get it down to 9 volts. You see, there's a short. Is that normal? You know, let me know in the comments. I don't like the look of that when that happens. Certainly not to the point that I'd trust it straight on a battery source at the moment. That's why I've got the limiter on. But moving on, there's been a couple of comments in the last video that I'd like to speak about, and they're all good, by the way. There's one from a chap that was asking about the module here. And it's a Mullard module. It says on it, look, LP1402. It seems to be working fine. I do think with it being a Mullard RF tuner module, there will be. Let's have a look. There is 2 transistors in. Now they're not labelled on this diagram, but I do imagine they are some kind of AF Mullard transistor in there. I'm not sure on how reliable these are, but for the time being, that's the least of my worries. It's working fine. Like I said, I'm more concerned about that spike when I switch it the set on and off. So I'll do it again. I'm half wondering if it is this switch. I have cleaned it up a bit with this bottom base plate. I've cleaned it up with a glass fibre pen to see if that improved it. I'm not sure. A couple of things I want to do just now while the radio is on and in front of us is I do want to test this voltage measurement again here, because I have done something with that. I'll show you that in a bit. And I do want to have a go at Cody's. He mentioned on the last video about these output transistors here. And to be honest, I got a bit confused. When he's talking about heat sink and that, I'm doing capacitors. I'm looking around and thinking, where's the heat sink on here? And obviously these are the 2 square boxes, as Cody says, are the heat sink. I'm more used to working on Hacker sets and that, or even some of the Robert sets. And when I scan around for heat sinks, I look for these guys. I think they're much more common than this style in set. So I was looking around thinking, what's he talking about? And then yeah, I found it. So after I've worked out where we were talking about it, what Cody has said was really self-explanatory. Now, what he's saying, and we're going to do this now, is to unscrew. Let's switch the radio off before we get any shorts or anything with fingers in and stuff. Unscrew this. Oh, actually, let's that spiked again a little bit then, didn't it? Let's see what it sounds like as it is. Of course, Radio 4's gone quiet now.
So normal, doesn't it? You'd never suspect. Oh, excuse me. Oh, the stress has set my heartburn off.
Right, I've got an idea of what that sounds like that. And so what he said is unscrew this, take the washer and the screw off, stick that one side, and make sure them transistors aren't touching the chassis anymore. Okay. Still got that bit of a spike. I wonder if it is this switch. Well, actually, now that's a point. The switch was on and I was using this switch. Perhaps there's something else going on that I've not quite found yet. Like I say, anyway, it's a lot better than it was when it came in.
Come on. Oh, where did I put the key? Oh, it's like going over the top, isn't it? In the First World War.
The audio sounds...
disrespectful to our glorious dead.
It might sound a little bit better, actually. And I'll have to read back on his comment, because I think he then said put a piece of tape across here so they can't touch the chassis anymore. Yeah, okay. The Man Cave Workshop clock's going to go off now, midday. Time for lunch. The other test, while the clock is going in, like I said, I've adjusted this. Let me make sure. Let me just pause while this clock goes off. Right, yeah, so the clock's finished squawking now. So down here there's like a trimmer. It's R505 according to the diagram, and there's another one here. And was it R3? Yeah, it was R505 that I adjusted to get this voltage on this capacitor back to what Radio Crunch had mentioned right at the beginning. He said, check this voltage, and it was well off, if you remember. So adjusting this, I've got it. Let's switch the... Are we on? Yeah, we're on. That spiked up a bit again then with the volume, didn't it?
Tens of thousands of small businesses are to get insurance payouts for losses during the...
Still not happy with that current lifting up and down. I can't. Please leave in the comments if you think, Man Cave, I know what's wrong. Let me know why it's doing that. Anyway, let's check this voltage. So remember, it should be now, and I think I've got it nearly bang on, at 3.95. There we go. So that's now looking a lot healthier, isn't it? Right, what do I do now? I think what I do now is, let's switch this off. I'm going to put this on one side. I'm going to have a read back of what was said about insulating these from the chassis, because we'll go with that idea. Probably find somewhere in the case to hide this, put it back in so don't lose it, so it's there. Yeah, we'll put the electrical work on one side and get on with some cosmetic stuff on the case, which I'm not sure whether to film because you all know what it is. It's just a clean up. Going to touch in these little black stripes on the grille face. The badge I'm going to leave alone. I'm going to polish up the ends. Perhaps use some Danish oil on them. Clean up the buttons, glue that back on, and see how it's looking then. Okay, just carrying on with the cosmetics on this set. I forgot that we've got to glue this back on, but I just thought it'd be fun to show the struggle getting these handles off. Let's get the speaker out. Obviously I'm totally not prepared, not got anything ready. I should have actually. Let's do it right. Let's do it with the correct size, which isn't that one. BA socket. Yeah, they weren't in very tight at all. Blimey, that's... Can't see what I'm doing, can you? It doesn't matter, we'll leave that dangling there. Let's get this one off. Have a look at this speaker then as well, see what it is. I know it registered about 9 ohms, didn't it? Blimey, they put that in tight. Right, bodged in, bodged out. Let's get the pliers on it. Whoa, that is super tight. Has it been bent or something? Oh no, there we go. Right. It's a little diddy speaker, isn't it? Like I say, I haven't got an original speaker for this, so that will have to do unless one can come along. So it's 2 watt. 8 ohm 2 watt it says, yeah. It should be okay that, because the output of the set's 1 watt and it's built for 4 ohms, so it shouldn't really be doing much damage. I think somebody said in the last video perhaps the original speaker got blown by the set. Right, yeah, let's see the struggle getting this handle off. Now, they're held in by these star clips here. And there's a bit of chipping on that wood. I don't know if these have been off before already. Oh, there's the arms falling out. Right, okay, here we go for the struggle. What I use it's an old leather tool. I suppose you could use a brad awl, and I literally, brutally bend one of the legs up. If I can get this tool in, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Literally bend one of the legs completely up. Sometimes they snap, sometimes they don't. Get that one out, and then to put it back in, I'll just bend that leg back down. I find that the easiest way. I've tried all sorts of ways to get these off, and you can end up using some colourful language when they won't come out. So yeah, just be brutal. There we go. And it does save you a lot of heartache, that doing it that way. Right, I'm going to give these a light sand and get the Danish oil on. Might as well film some of that. I'm not going to film sanding. I'm just going to get some really fine sandpaper, a sanding block, and just sand them down. Get all the marks off them. So there we go, sanded down. Bit of a wipe with a cloth. Danish oil on the cloth. Wipe on. Oh, it should be a lint. Is it a lint-free cloth? I don't know. You might explode this cloth. Apparently it can self-combust, this Danish oil. You see how good it is though, it really brings out the wood. Probably do 2 coats on this one, and you've got to wait, I think, is it 6 hours in between each coat? Get on there with the other side. And then we'll glue that turntable base on. Oh, there's a bit of a mark on the grill there. Noticed that before. Oh well, it's going to end up better than when it came into the to the workshop. That's the main thing, isn't it? Let's get a bit more of this on. It's soaking it up. It really is soaking it up. And when I've done this and glue that base on, I think is it time to call this video done? Oh yeah, when you're finished, if you've got a glove on, best thing to do is wrap the cloth up in the glove, because you should put these cloths that have had this Danish oil on in a bag. Just put it in a glove, tie a knot in the hand condom, and sling that in the bin, and it won't set on fire. So here we go with a turntable. What I'm going to use, I like this stuff, it's solvent-free Unibond power glue. It seems to work in a lot of applications. Put a dab on each one of the holes. It's going to be no drama, this, is it? It's just going to be easy, just glue it back on. I don't know why someone's pulled it off. See, originally the plastic's melted on the other side, but obviously can't do that now. So we'll just glue the thing back on. And then when the glue's gone off, I'll when the glue can't get it lined up. There we go. That should be okay by the morning. When the glue's gone off, down this edge here, we'll just run some oil to give the there's little bearings inside there. Give them a bit of an oil. You see the glue's come out the other side there. So that should be all good. Right, I think what I'm going to do now is wrap this video up, and then there'll just be one more, a final, when we put it all back together. The rest of it, I'm just going to clean this, wipe it down with some soap and water, and then we'll put it back together. Like I say, if you know about why that radio spikes like it does when it's first switched on, please leave a comment, let me know. If you've got any ideas on that, that'd be appreciated. And we'll end this video now. We'll do one more video on it after I've read some comments on this one. If there's any advice to do a little bit more electrical work on the radio, much appreciated, I'll do it. And then we'll have a final video of just putting it back together. Okay, so as always, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you watching. Cheers. Makes it worth doing the video. And be good to each other, and catch ya.